Episode 23 of the World of FPGA podcast. FPGA development is a lot of fun, but also think about an appropriate development process. Welcome to the World of FPGA podcast. I'm your host, David Kirchner, and I will lead you through the world of FPGA. And now, let's begin. Let's talk today about processes, especially about the development process, and here, inside this development process, about FPGA development. Development processes are often an unloved part for engineers. It's not a real creative task and they're not so much new, but it helps a lot in your work. We go a step back and have a look on the development process. Let's break down the key steps in the electronic development process from idea to production. Starting at sum up all the requirements. Every project starts with a request, either external, for example from a customer, or maybe also internal. The first step is defining what needs to be developed and when should it be done. Tools like requirement specifications and also kind of functional specifications ensure the clarity and addresses open questions early. After we know what are the requirements, we can come to the concept phase. So next we develop initial ideas and define how tasks are split. Are these done by the hardware development? Are they done by the software development? Is it a kind of mechanical design, or are there some overlaps? Regular reviews ensure alignment, and FMEA, so the failure mode and effective analysis, helps identify and mitigate risks early. Development phase is the next step. This is the core of the process, designing the circuits, the PCB, writing software, and creating prototypes. Adjustments to requirements often occur here. The reviews and updated FMEAs ensure also the quality. After that, we're building the first prototypes. We're bringing the prototype design to life. Multiple iterations refine the product with some feedbacks, sometimes sending us back to earlier phases. Sometimes we have to go back to the concept phase or to the requirements, sometimes only to the development phase. Reviews and risk analysis remain crucial. Next, we have the verification and validation. Sometimes they're mixed up, but they're different. The verification asks, does the product meet technical specs and standards? And the validation asks, does it fulfill customer needs? So there are two different points here. One is the verification, that's the test against technical specification, and the validation is the test against the customer needs. So verification ensures we build it right. Validation ensures we build the right thing. Two very important steps. The next is production readiness. Final steps including creating all necessary documentation. We need the test procedures. We need manufacturing instructions, bill of materials, and ensure that everything is prepared for mass production. That's the development process in a nutshell. And what is now different for the FPGA development process? Well, maybe nothing. It is a part of the global development process. Often, FPGA development is part of the hardware development team. Yes, we are programming, but we are programming hardware. It is important to check what will be done in hardware, what in software, and maybe what in FPGAs. Requirements are also an important part for FPGA development, and while verification and validation we can use, especially for FPGA parts, automatic checks like, for example, UVVM. And that are my ideas for today. Thanks a lot for listening. And if you have any feedback for me, send me an email or write me in LinkedIn. Yeah, and further information you can find at world-of-fpga.com/WFP023. If you found this episode helpful, please rate it on Apple Podcasts and share it with your colleagues and friends. That's the end of today's podcast episode. Thank you for listening and for your attention. So I say goodbye here next time, your David Kirchner.